Hey everybody, we have the Chaos Ascension pre-orders in. We have the holographic booster boxes and the theme decks. So we have the Bitarian deck, we have the Celestial deck, and we have the Infernal deck. And on the backs of each of these, you have the QR code and then a little stats with the decks. So we have strength, difficulty, and synergy. So the Celestial deck is the strongest. It is somewhat difficult to play, and there's not a whole lot of synergy compared to the other decks. There are some cards that interact well with each other, but all in all, you're really relying on the different cards you play as you get them. So these, they have like a nice little pull tab on the side over here to make it real easy to open up. And then there's rules inside each one. It's all fitted on a card, front and back, and it tells you exactly how to get started. There's also, if you visit the website, you can get more in depth with the rules, and on the YouTube channel, you can find a quick start video. The Bitarian deck is the weakest of the three. It is the easiest to play though, and it has the most synergy. Almost every single card in here synergizes very well with each other. So it's very, very fun to play. This is probably the better starter deck here out of the three. And then we have the Infernal deck, which of the three is moderately strong. It's more of like an aggro deck, so it starts off very strong and then it sort of like curves down from there. With that, it is one of the more difficult decks to play because again, if you don't recognize your line of play, and if you're trying to play more defensively, if you're trying to answer questions instead of like pose a threat, then you'll find that this deck is a little bit more difficult to play. All in all, it has a moderate amount of synergy compared to the other two decks. There's a decent amount of cards that synergize well with each other. You're destroying things, and then there's ways that you can interact. Like, for example, there's Zervidium and there's Cerebral Summoning. So you can actually sacrifice a unit, and if you potentially can sacrifice Zervidium, then that'll clear out the board. Then you get your unit onto the battlefield, and so you would be left with the only unit on the battlefield thanks to Zervidium's effect. So it's a nice little like reset with Zervidium, but then it gives you the advantage if you activate your trap appropriately. So yeah, certain things like that is what gives that deck its synergy. So really glad with how these came out. We did a box opening on the Discord, a live box opening. And so now we're gonna open up this box here for everyone else who wasn't able to make it to the Discord. Now these are serialized. These are pre-orders, or were pre-orders. We skipped Kickstarter. We went direct to the website. We launched pre-orders there, and we had 500 boxes printed. And so these are serialized out of 500. The boxes are holographic. And then instead of our Kickstarter logo, we have the Legions logo here, being that this is the Legions edition. We didn't use Kickstarter, we published this ourselves. So this is our own edition box. The artwork is by Sam David. You could find him on Instagram, and if you're in the Discord, you can find him pretty easily there. So yeah, QR code. Love the artwork. This is Angel of Eternity on the front, but it's not just a copy paste of the card art. It is a new art exclusive for the box, but same character. Box 291. So let's rip it open. Every box has 36 packs and a box topper. This is a 255 card set, and there are 20 secret rares. The secret rares are alt arts of the most popular and playable cards. So in your box topper, you have a secret rare guaranteed. So this is going to be, all secret rares are foil. As you can see in the background here, it's very bright. It has some LED lighting shining ahead, but you could sort of see, you know, Raise the Dead, Tracker Force. These are the secret rares. These are borderless, full art, alt art cards. Every single one is a hollow foil. They don't have the text box. It's just the text there. And you would also know because the number goes beyond 255. So it's 256 out of 255, etc. So box topper, guaranteed secret rare. There's also about 1 secret rare per 36 packs. So per box, you could find a secret rare hidden in one of these packs. So technically you have a chance to get 2 secret rares, if not, maybe 3. It's a possibility that you'll have 2 secret rares in here. So we have 4 different pack arts. We have the Angel of Silence. We have Serpent Demon. We have D-Ra. And then we have the Crystalline Sorceress. So there's the pack arts. 36 packs in a box plus the box topper. You have your common, uncommon, rare, and legendary. And let's start opening these up so you guys can see what those look like. Real quick, the packs came out really nice. There's a pull tab here, but we're going to use scissors. QR code, Legion's Edition logo. So when we hit a first edition, it will not have the logo, and there will be a few other things that are slightly different between the different editions. But I am working on a second set right now, which is going to be more of a water theme. Mostly, but there are going to be some other themes in there as well, but we're carrying on with the lore, carrying on with the story. So you can learn more about that in the Discord as well. 10 card booster pack. You have 4 commons, 3 uncommons. Then is your hollow foil slot with the chance of hitting a secret rare. And then there's your last 2 rare slots, which would be a rare or a legendary. Legendaries are going to average about 7 in a box, but there's a chance that you can get 10. So I'd say somewhere around 7 to 10 per box, based on all the stats here. So we have Raven, which is an common. So our 4 commons here: Hunter, Sophia, Incubus, Ink, and then now our uncommons: Serval's Curse, 1, Solar Flare, that's our second one, and Temporal Shift is our third. Now here comes our hollow foil, and it's a rare. Ooh, and it's a Nyx Draco. That's a first. So first pack hollow, we have a Nyx Draco. Yeah. All right. Hollow legendaries are going to be very rare, and obviously the secret rares are very rare. And there's one chase that has a very low pop. It's pop 12. That's D-Ra. D-Ra, Constellation D-Ra alt art. So there's the Nyx Draco. Now we're going to get into our 2 rares here. We have Sands of Eternity, which is an excellent card for gameplay. Of course, it's a take an extra turn card. So to make it a little less busted, you know, you have to remove this card from the game after you play it. Yeah. So Sands of Eternity and Feeless, a cat base. All right, so that's how the cards are laid out. And also, if this is your first time taking a look at everything, you have your units here with the resource cost at the top, effect, there's the unit card type, and then the unit subtype. You have your will, and then your power. So will is 4, you have to roll a 4 or greater with a d12, and then power is 1. That's how much damage it could take and how much damage it could deal. Cards came out absolutely fantastic. We're under some very bright light, and you can't even see any roller marks, scratches, dents, nothing. I'm very, 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 very proud with how these came out. All right, so those are your units. Some units won't have text boxes, so this is just a 6/5, which is actually pretty decent for a 4-drop. And then actions, some actions have redeem. Redeem, you pay the cost of it to discard it, thus drawing a card. And then you have your effect there. So that's another action. These all have redeem. This one does not. And then there's your base. Bases have an activation cost at the back instead of the typical logo because your bases are face down. You pay the activation cost, flip it over. Some have an effect, and then there's your base stats, defense, capacity, and resource. You can learn more about how to play the game in the Discord on the website, and there are some videos on YouTube. But let's just start cracking packs. I'll put a timestamp in the description if you want to skip through all of that stuff. But here we go. Skull of Sindred. Severance, really good card. One of the few counter spells. But there's a, upside to it for the person who gets their stuff countered, so it doesn't feel too bad. Seething Animus. Serbal's Decree. Here's our uncommons. Voodoo Doll. Voodoo Shaman. Raised City, which is a 3-cost base, and then Banish the Dead is our hollow. All right, and then now we're going to our rares. We have a Black Hole and Angel of Eternity, our first legendary in this box. So like I said, you should have about 7 to 10 legendaries. There's 19 legendaries total. Just gonna put that right there. So everyone who had placed their pre-orders during our 30-day campaign, your boxes have shipped. So from the campaign ended November 10th, we received everything just a few days ago. So about 40 days later, we received everything. And then we have already everything shipped out. So yeah, I got some LGSs that have some products. Ooh, Perku Intor, a rare hollow foil. So another thing, the hollow foil will transfer over into the rarity symbol if it's a rare or legendary. Common and uncommon, the rarity symbol is not hollow. All right. Mazelza's are rare, and another rare Obelisk of Potentia. So all pre-orders have shipped. Everyone should be receiving their orders Tuesday, which is just a couple days away. And then we have our weekly Standard League, which you can join through the Discord. It is on Tabletop Simulator. It's going to be every Saturday at 7 p.m. 10-week league. Something in the Waters, our hollow foil, Skinwalker, and Arkan's Intervention. So 10 weeks, once a week, Standard League. Participation earns you points just by participating each week. You'll be able to receive 6 booster packs. If you can get some wins in there, you have a chance to win a booster box, a whole entire booster box here. And also, you can redeem your points for theme deck bundles. So one of each of the theme decks, which are good to go right out of the box. And, you can make whatever changes you want. Like maybe you want to upgrade the Angel deck and throw Angel of Eternity in there. Take some extra turns. Double Dogs, Monkey's Bride, Land Priest, Obsidian Pillar, Watchtower, Angelic Sigil, and our hollow is Subdue. Love in the foil here. We have non-hollow text box to make it very easy to read. This is like very bright lighting, so we're getting the full effect from this. Ooh, and another legendary, Diamentor, second legendary in the box, and then Upheaval. So we're gonna keep track of how many legendaries we get in this box. Also, these boxes are draftable. These are draft booster boxes. You can crack open 6 packs, and with one box, you can have 6 drafting players. However you want to divvy it up, but you just need 3 bases to create a 40-card deck. There's no color restrictions, so it makes drafting very easy and deck building very easy. So just add the cards that you want. You probably want to stick to a theme, whether that's a tribal theme or a theme based around mechanics like traps. Ooh, Plumed Serpent, hollow foil, a serpent deity. We have Majin and Mysterious Obelisk. So definitely check out the Standard League. It's not hyper competitive. Everyone gets to deck build and have fun. You can build a meme deck, you can build some jank, but people will be competing to get their wins in. Fur's Rage. We have the non-hollow version of this in the Bitarian theme deck. Oh, speaking of which, we have D-Raw and Copy Upgrade, which is a fantastic card. Copies any upgrade on the battlefield for 4. Upgrades are limited to 1 of that specific upgrade in a deck, so you can't have multiple copies of a specific upgrade. With Copy Upgrade, you can get around that. You can double up on your upgrades. So something like Dimensional Protection, which taxes your opponents for 2. We'll then tax them for 4, and it's pretty much game over after that. But if it's later in the game, it's actually not that difficult to deal with. But if you could cheat it out very, very early, if you get really lucky, then it is kind of a pain in the ass to deal with. But oh shit. Okay, so we have our first, this is our secret rare in the box. So we are about, what do we have here? 8 packs deep. And we just hit our secret rare, borderless alt art, secret rare Triaka Forest. Here's a good look at the artwork. Wow. Okay. And then a legendary Angel of Wisdom. All right. So that could be our only secret rare in the box, but there's a chance that we could pull another one. Also, if you're not already in the Discord, make sure you are, because I will be giving away the box topper. Here it is. And the secret rare. All right. So Rejuvenating Fountain, Salvage the Dead is a trap, Scapegoat, Free Will, reduces a unit's will down to 0 so they can attack for free without having to roll. Giant Flood destroys all upgrades. Demon Gate is an upgrade. And then we have Seer Mantis. It's a trap. Pay 2 to attach it to a base. You can pay 0 to activate it. And then if an opponent has more resource than you, you gain resource equal to the difference. So this is nice, like, balancing effect. If you have somebody that's just absolutely destroying you in resource, they might have Vardessa, they're doubling up all their resource, they're at like capping at 20 every turn. You could at least, you know, make it an even game. I'm gonna open up the D-Raw pack art, and I do apologize if the video is a little too long, but there's gonna be plenty of, you know, content creators and people, I'm sure, posting videos and doing their rips. I just wanted to give you guys a more in-depth, detailed video about the game, so we can talk more about specifics and everything like that. Crackling Ruination, Disarm is our hollow. We have Sacred Tablet and another legendary Angel of Protection. As you can see on the playmat below, this card's been with us since first wave sample set. And yeah, this card's great. Can't be destroyed, can block up to 3 units. Of course, if the base it's in gets destroyed, this card cannot exist. And so that will immediately go into the graveyard. There's also other ways to deal with it. You could freeze it, which means it can't block. And there are units that can't be blocked themselves. So you can get around, destroy the base, overwhelm it, and take the angel out. Sacred Tablet's a nice little card. Pay 1, and you have an upgrade that'll net, you know, help you net 2 resource each turn. So a nice little card in there. There's a singleton format in the game as well. So typical deck building is going to be 40 cards. You could have 40 of each card unless it's a legendary or upgrade. And then you have your 3 unique bases. You can't have more than 1 legendary base accompanying your deck. And then a singleton format is 60 cards, 1 of each card. Same rule for the legendaries, legendary bases. And singleton's fun because you can build bigger decks, and this is a very good card. Pay 3, deal 3 to each unit. So anti-aggro here. Deadly Swarm, put a poison counter on each unit. We have Nyx Draco and Resourceful Meditation are 2 rares. Yeah, so the only counters in the game right now, you have ice counters and poison counters. Samsara has life counters, but it's really specific to Samsara and the ability Samsara has. But ice counters, like with Nyx Draco, freeze units, so that way they can't block or attack. Poison counters, so those thaw. So at the beginning of each turn, you remove a poison counter from your unit. So if it has 3 and 3 turns later, you can do something with it. There are cards though that allow you to remove ice counters. Did I say poison? Ice counters. And then with poison counters, at the beginning of each turn, you added a poison counter, and then eventually, ooh, speaking of which, Ophidian Dryads. You have the ice and poison serpents here. So whenever this attacks, double the amount of counters on any number of permanents the defending player controls. So yeah, if a unit has poison counters on it equal to or greater than its power, it is destroyed. Aside from that, it doesn't take away from its power. It still has a chance to defend itself and deal damage, but the clock's ticking on that. All right, Angel of Silence pack art. Sam did a lot of the art in this set. We have our potions: Angelic Sigil, Crackling Ruination, Demonic Sigil, Emulsify is our holo. Our rares is Eris, Chrysotite King, and Kessima. This is a very flavorful card. This is my favorite upgrade, hands down. Whenever a unit you control is destroyed, you may remove it from the game. You may play cards that have been removed from the game with Kessima, but you can only do this once during your turn. So the idea is that it creates a sort of like in between the afterlife and the material world. You have this space that occupies between both, and so when your units die, they're not really dead. You can sort of play them. It's pretty fun. Saya, Shadows, Serpent Demon, Shaba, Go Cat Tribal, Life or Death, great removal. Mass Slaughter, another great removal card. Destroy target unit. Its controller may copy this effect. So you could destroy it, they can destroy yours, and then it'll keep going until someone says enough is enough or there are no units left. Quick Freeze adds poison counters. We have Quinn, Student of Trickery, holofoil rare. And then we have Angel of Revelation as a legendary, and Triaca Forest, a rare base. Alright guys, next pack. Again, follow the Discord. I'll be giving away these box toppers and secret rares. I just wanted to open up a box and show everybody and go over some more stuff, specifically about the game and the future of the game, and more about like how the cards are laid out. Affliction, Door of Fate, Unstable Gateway, a legendary. So with how the cards are randomized, you should be able to complete the non-holo set with 2 or 3 boxes. And, you know, it's definitely encouraged that you guys, you know, help each other out and trade and whatnot. It is a trading card game, so there might be a couple cards that you need. When it comes to deck building, you know, you definitely want to get your trades in, because, you know, you could open up a few boxes and only have like 2 copies of card. Maybe you want to run a play set of it. Scapegoat, Perku Tor, Soul's Return. So for players, you know, you have, it's pretty easy to get all the cards you need for the full like set with the non-holos. So you can do your deck building. You have access to your legendaries with 7 to 10 out of 19 in every box. For collectors, you have your holo chases, which are 36 in a box, since 1 in each pack, 36 packs. And wow. So we had 2 secret rares in this box, and one of them is a legendary, which is insane. We have Zadnam, the legendary god. Zadnam is 1/2 of a full art image. On the left side of Zadnam, you'll have Serbil, and the 2 of them are squaring off in this battle of gods. So yeah, like I said, pop in the Discord, because we'll be giving this card away as well. It's absolutely gorgeous. Serval and Zadnum. You gotta see what it's like when you put them next side by side. It creates this full like panoramic. Wow. And then we have Elena, Psychedelic collab. Wow. So 2 secret rares so far in this box. We're about halfway through the box. Like I said, this might be a little bit longer of a video, but hey, maybe you just have this on in the background and this is just like white noise. I know I do that. But yeah, for collectors, the full, holo set is going to be 275 cards because every single card has a holo version and it's 255 card set. Now the secret rares, there's 20 of them. Those only come in holo. So you have 275 cards to chase as a collector. There's Holo Miriam. Ooh, Raise the Dead. Great card. Pay 0 to play the card itself, but then you would choose a unit from a graveyard and you have to pay the resource cost of the unit and return it to a base. So it could be any unit from any graveyard and in any base. So you can, politic in multiplayer formats. You can help your buddy out. Maybe, you have something that you specifically put in your deck and you want to use this card to place it in your opponent's deck, and maybe that card does something detrimental to them. Maybe it sort of hinders the play a bit. So there's a lot of potential with this card. And also we have Demon Lair. This main set, some of the cards are a little pushed because I wanted to get the powerful cards out there now. One, to reward players and collectors, and for getting in on the game early. Also to make the game fun. And it would feel weird to put out pushed cards in the future because then we're sort of yeah. So Huzzah, Helena. This is a part of Infinite Combo. Hellhound, Atonement, prevent all damage dealt this turn. Very, very, very good card. That'll see lots of play. Libra, the Mediator, which is a nice balancing card. Libra, the Scales. There's a few cards in the game that just sort of balance things out. But yeah. So also the cards in this first set are the cards that are pretty much needed to make the game. We're creating a foundation in the gameplay and in the lore and with the mechanics and everything. We have to get out certain cards with certain abilities out there. So with the second set and future sets, we could really start to bend things a little bit more, bend the rules a little bit more. So like I said, we can have units and upgrades that have opposite effects, maybe upgrades that have negative modifiers to things instead of positive modifiers, maybe units that hinder the player the controller, I should say, instead of the obvious just aggro or whatever sort of effect it has. All that you'll see with the second set. Second set is going to be more janky, more unique, more out there. Because we have the foundation here. Things like, units in this base gain +2 power until end of turn. That's a necessary effect. Return a unit you control to its owner's hand. These are necessary effects here. So with the second set, we could really start doing some interesting things. Intelligence Exchange is more of a unique card. Gain 1 resource for each unit an opponent controls. That player gains 1 resource for each unit you control. Put this in your non-aggro-y decks, more of your control pillow 40 decks. This is a part of the Chrysotite theme, so that fits well with that and that lore. Angel of Purification and Triaka. Handful of packs left here, guys. All in all, dude, I'm so happy with the quality and everything. Also for the collectors, you can get these graded with AGS. There's a couple other companies as well. Diamond grading and Degree. So, we'll make sure that we stay on top of the grading companies to be able to offer those options for you guys. We have Quick Escape, Hestia, great card. So we'll look into some of the other popular companies to get these graded. In terms of conventions, there are plans to go to a couple conventions this year. So once that is all sorted out, I'll make an official announcement. But yeah, all gas, no brakes. Deadly Swarm, Bitarian Haunting. This card has that Bitarian theme, but you'll probably see that played in non-Bitarian decks since it's so versatile. Just for the sake that you can pay 2 and non-Bitarians gain +3 will to end of turn, you could really slow down aggro with that deck, that card. Vile Terra, Dissociation. This is a counter spell. Gives you the opportunity to pay 3 in order for the effect to not resolve. Self-destruct, Snowstorm, Salvage the Dead. Whenever a unit you control is destroyed this turn, gain 2 resource, Ophidian Dryads, and Domination. Yeah, so I'm sort of expecting a few more legendaries in this box. We hit 2 secret rares, plus your box topper. That's 3 out of 20 secret rares. Last Stand, Maim, Masked Bruiser, Awakened Bitarian, Ezma, Basilisk. Oh, is this our... Oh, no. Okay, so first... I believe this is the first foil legendary? Regular, legendary, and foil. Angel of Wisdom. Wow. Harvest Nature is a great card. Gain 1 resource for each unit you control for 1, and Celestial Gates. Yeah, we're going to look through what we pulled at the very end. But it looks like we got some pretty good stuff out of these boxes. So, I wish you all luck on your pulls. You can hop in the Discord if you want to just kind of engage with the community, get your trades in or whatever. The marketplace in the Discord is moving to its own server. So, I'll be completely disconnected from the buying and selling aspect of it. We had it in the Discord for a while just to help people who want to get into the game find cards that were, you know, limited and whatnot, but that's being moved and managed by someone else. So all that, but you're encouraged to trade, of course. So you can do your trades. And yeah, Boiling Cauldron. So far, I mean, we're getting some pretty solid hits. Deluge. We haven't really hit any doubles with our rares or hollows. So the spread is very nice, as you can see. Very, very happy with all of this. Atonement, Gambler, Goriel, Hatman, Treacherous Bog, Kashka, the Cat. Great, great card for Cat Tribal. Alright, there's a few more packs left. Here we go. So yeah, huge shout out to everyone that's supported, you know, everyone that's supported from day one with the samples, everyone who participated in the pre-orders, all the players, you know, and just, you know, people that are able to spread the word, create content, repost, all that stuff. It's huge. So it doesn't go unnoticed. Let's see, Free Will, Ancient Grimoire, Hollow Psychedelica collab. We have Angel Destruction, which is such a good card. It only has 3 will. It's very easy to attack with this. It has 6 power, and whenever it deals damage to a unit, destroy that unit. So one of the more pushed rares, but also for some reason not. Doesn't see a whole lot of play, but people are still experimenting with their decks. Again, you can hop on Tabletop Simulator. Everything's in there, the full set. And then also we'll have our weekly league starting January 7th. And there's always people in the Discord who are ready, willing, and able to play. So we have Gas Creeper, Alexandria, Enda, Praetorium, Free Will, and Hollow, Fur, and Chrysotite Monument. First one we pulled in this box, and this is pretty much good in every single deck. It's 0 resource, and at the beginning of your turn, flip a coin. If you lose the flip, you lose 3 resource, and you're netting 3 each turn. So if you end up losing the flip, no harm, no foul. You didn't sink any resource into playing this card. It pays for its own capacity as well. It's just an opportunity to gain 3 for free. Otherwise, it's not really a downside to it. You're just going to gain that 3 resource that turn. You could pay 4 to copy it, but it's probably better upgrades to copy with copy upgrade. Seer Mantis, Something in the Water, Subdue. These are our traps. Triaka Frog Patch, Ancient Grimoire, and Non-Hollow. Tainted Exchange, Amalgamation, and Spider's Den for our Hollow Foil, Plumed Serpent, and Serval Summoning. Yeah, if you want to know more about the lore, that's also in the Discord. It's basically like the end of a cycle, the end of the world, apocalypse sort of themed. So there are biblically accurate angels and demons. There are humans fighting for their survival. Demonic Temptress. So very, very good card. You can get this out within the first couple turns, and it can't be blocked by units with power 4 or less. So it's there's a lot of cards that help deal with it, but if you're not aware of the meta, this card can quickly change things. Altered Ego, and I see we have a legendary Bayaka. Bayaka, legendary, and Field of Flowers. So yeah, there's a main protagonist, Iconai, who is also in this set, but he was part of the puzzles, the puzzle set from the second wave samples. And he is trying to unlock the secrets of past civilizations and all the secrets of the world and the universe. And he's working with all sides to try to save the human race. So he's our main protagonist. So you'll follow him throughout the story. The angels and demons are a big part of the story. There are other things that you'll notice here and there. We have a advanced civilization in the next set that we'll get to explore more, and a couple other cool hidden things. Rejuvenating Fountain, Zervidium, that card I was talking about earlier, another legendary and non-hollow Tracapod. We have 2 packs left. All right. So I appreciate everyone who is watching this video. Maybe it's just on in the background, but if you're really, hanging out and watching this whole thing, I appreciate you. Definitely pop in the Discord. As soon as I get a chance, I'm going to run these giveaways. I'll start running a few of them. And then we're going to have an Instagram giveaway. Ooh, Shadow Bitarian. And yeah. So conventions, weekly standard league, win a booster box, win some box toppers, lots of giveaways. There are some LGSs, mostly local, in the Rochester area that have had got their booster boxes. So you can go there. There's going to be some play events locally as well if you happen to be in this area. So our last pack, Ancient Black Dragon, Amalgamation and Hollow Foil, Will to Live, and Frozen Palace. All right, so we have all of our hollow foils here. Out of all of those, we got 1 legendary, which is super sweet. And then we have our 2 secret rares, plus the box topper. So this is a 2 in a box, plus your box topper. So this was a pretty decent box. Let's see how we did with the non-hollow legendaries. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 no dupes. 8 out of 19. I mean, plus your hollow, but you should be averaging about somewhere around 7 to 10 non-hollow legendaries. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. See ya.